What's up, YouTube? This is A.R.M. bringing you my comic book haul for the week, the comic book week of April 24, 2013. Also a review of Guardians of the Galaxy #2. Stay tuned. Okay, the first book I have is Guardians of the Galaxy #2, of course. This week I picked up Uncanny X-Men #5. Interesting cover. I like Cyclops' new visor. It kind of looks like a number of different characters. It reminds me of Judge Dredd, Red X from the Teen Titans TV show. It's interesting. The Avengers #10, Teen Titans #19. I just read this. This is a really good issue as well. Red Lanterns #19, and Superman #19. I already read this. This is another good issue. In this issue, we see Superman battling against Orion. Wonder Woman's featured in this issue. Really good issue. But this video is primarily a review of Guardians of the Galaxy #2. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy #2. This series has failed to disappoint thus far. Lots of action, lots of character interaction, good artwork, good backstory, just a really good reboot, really good path to the new movie. On this cover, you can see there's Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the universe, battling some Baton soldiers. This issue, we start with the Baton Ships attacking London, England. As you can see, Star-Lord, Gamora, and Drax are discussing what should be done. They're not sure what method they should take, and they decide that instead of just taking each ship on as a team, they're going to each member of the team is going to take on a ship of their own. While they're discussing this, you can see Rocket Raccoon taking a splinter of Groot and planting it in the planter, and then he also takes some sort of battery device and puts it on Iron Man's chest to re-energize Iron Man. Iron Man's back online. His systems are up. As you can see, he's not dead as what was assumed from last issue, but his communications are cut. He attempts to make a connection with the Avengers to rally them to help defend London, England, but as I said, their communications are cut. So they go over their game plan. They pretty much say each person is going to take a Baton ship. They weren't able to take Groot. Groot's still growing. And then they go back to this Galactic Council being led by Jason of the Spartans, aka Star-Lord's father. Within this intergalactic council is the Supreme Intelligence of the Kree, Gladiator of the Shi'ar, Young Annihilus of the Negative Zone, the Queen Brood, the All-Mother of the Asgardians Freya, and Yagar of the Brotherhood of the Baton. This is an interesting sequence right here. Pretty much, Jason of the Spartans is explaining to these other leaders that the human race is dangerous. They're a few generations away from space travel themselves, and you know that there are such genetic anomalies on Earth, such as mutants, people who travel throughout dimensions. There are black magic users. You know, he's pretty much playing up how volatile and dangerous Earth is once they reach out to the once they're more commonly reaching out to the rest of the galaxy. He's displaying pictures of characters on this earthly globe while he's explaining them. This could be a little humorous, but also true. He says that the Watcher has appeared on Earth many times, more than any other planet within the galaxy, you know, for these spectacular events. He also tells them they fought off and won battles against Galactus many times, which is the first in history. So he's pretty much playing up the fact that the Earth looks very resilient, looks very dangerous, and just really bad for the rest of the galaxy. And he continues to explain this, but interesting point right here, Gladiator actually agrees with him. If the Earth is so powerful, maybe Thanos has the right idea. Maybe it needs to be dominated by such superior race now, straddle into submission now. The Gladiator, he has a long-standing relationship with the X-Men, so that's interesting that he will be on board with something like that. On this page, they also discuss how Thanos has tried to take over the Earth because he believes the Infinity Gem is to be placed on Earth. Ultimately, though, it comes down to Freehead, the All Mother. My point, Gladiator, I don't think that can be done. We'll touch on that later. So then we go back to the attack on London. Then we can see each member of the Guardians of the Galaxy taking out their individual ships. You can see Drax in the distance jumping down with his energy axe onto this particular Baton ship. He crashes in, surprises them. There's Gamora on her ship. She's handling herself. Then we see Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, taking out his ship. We have Iron Man taking out his ship. And then it goes to Rocket Raccoon taking out his ship. And then there's Groot, slowly growing, back on the Guardian spaceship. Gamora's handling herself quite well. Peter Quill just blew up his ship. Let's skip this. Where there's a part where, there's a part right here. It's pretty funny. They're asking, Peter Quill asks Iron Man if London has any heroes, and Iron Man answers, there is a Captain Britain. Peter Quill responds, is he any good? Iron Man says, not really. What kind of shot is that? I thought Captain Britain was pretty much Britain's Captain America, but oh well. Maybe the new Marvel Now Captain Britain isn't that good of a character. I haven't read anything about his character since the new Marvel Now started. So they all taking out their ships. And then Rocket Raccoon is such a violent little creature. He's just blasting these things in the face. Blam, you're murdered. Who's next? Blam, you're murdered. Who's next? If they don't respond to him or give him an answer he wants, blam, you're murdered. Who's next? So, they're taking out their ships. See Groot. That's Groot. His time to shine in the book. He gets 3 whole panels of just Splinter. Drax is still in the works of taking out his ship as well. Peter Quill is trying to communicate with Drax. Are you okay? I'm fine. Don't interrupt me while I'm working. Then he throws this big sheet of metal at the guards approaching him. Then he gets blasted in the back by 2 other guards, which anger him even more. Then we go back to Rocket Raccoon ship. He has dialogue with these Baton soldiers. He's telling them to surrender, give them information. They're denying. They're refusing. He's blasting them in the head. Bam, you're murdered. Who's next? Interesting thing. Rocket Raccoon, he sends his ship on course with the ship that Drax is on. He gives him little time to react, but he says, "Get off your ship. It's about to not be there anymore." And then, blam, the ship explodes. You can see Drax caught in the flames. And then Groot got off of his. Rocket Raccoon got off of his ship. And then you can see once again, after the explosion that caused Drax's ship to go into a nosedive, it's about to hit Gamora's ship. And ultimately, Gamora, she jumps off of her ship in this scene. She goes to grab Drax's hand. You can see Peter Quill yells Drax's name. And then both ships explode. They pretty much have a head-on collision. And then you can see their 2 bodies flying out. But Iron Man to the rescue. He grabs Gamora. He grabs Drax. He says, gotcha. Gamora at least says, well done. She's appreciative. But, Drax, he's just looking like, what the hell? He's carrying him like he's a woman. A little side note: Mystery into Journey. You know, this is a story with the return of Beta Ray Bill. Mystery into Journey number 652. There's a digital download copy featured in this book. I really like this artwork. It stood out to me. But back to the story. Then we go back to the meeting from the negative zone 6 weeks ago. You see Freya, the All-Mother of the Asgardians. I am the All-Mother of the 9 realms. The 9 realms include the earthly plane of Midgard. You haven't answered my question. So pretty much, Jason is seeing if it's okay that they pursue actions against Earth, but it will be in direct violation of, you know, the All-Mother, because Earth is part of her realm. And she pretty much tells them, please tell me you did not invite me here to ask me if it was okay if you destroy one of our realms because it bothers you. And she pretty much tells them no. She says she has nothing to do with this. She tells them the Earth is under her protection. It was under the protection of Odin before her. Any act of violence against it is an act of war with all that I have at my disposal. And then, you know, it's at the much delight of, you know, the Supreme Intelligence, Galactus, Nihilus, Brood Mother, Jason. And then she says, I know you're kind, King, all too well. Then she pretty much disappears, you know, she teleports. Be happy with what you have. So when you think about that, it makes you wonder. You know, they go back to the scene in London. You know, they're all landing. You know, they're trying to ask Drax if he's fine, but of course he's being stubborn. I'm fine, I'm fine. Then he like kind of brushes off Iron Man and Peter Quill. Then he says that's not like him. Then he says that that's how he's usually like. He's Drax the Destroyer. But you know, you call someone a destroyer, you shouldn't expect them to accept help. Then while he's walking away, they're pretty much being confronted by some mysterious figure saying, drop your weapons. You look up. You're in direct violation of the Spartak's Earth Directive. You're under arrest. And then Peter Quill, he replies, are you out of your mind? Do you know who I am? I am Peter Quill, the Star-Lord Prince of Spartax. We know. We have our orders direct from the King. The Guardians of the Galaxy are now prisoners of war. So pretty much seeing what kind of reaction that the Council, the Dark Council, gave him, and Jason put Earth under Spartak's protection, and the attack by the Baton soldiers was just a setup. So the Guardians of the Galaxy looks like they're attacking Earth, or they're in direct violation of entering Earth's atmosphere, entering Earth's realm to protect it. It's pretty crazy. His father is like that, you know, some kind of villain. Some kind of villain. He's pretty much trying to, you know, tarnish the Guardians of the Galaxy's reputation because his son refused to really rule the galaxy in his name. So there you have it. That was Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. It did not disappoint. I hope it stays on its upward incline. Thank you for checking out my video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and peace.